As soon as you do something like this guy sets up and over and starts to figure four, and suddenly my underhook doesn't feel as happy as it once was. So today we're going to talk about the physics of jiu-jitsu. Think about the physics of jiu-jitsu because that will steer you through a lack of technical memory. What I mean by that is like an anatomy physiology class. There's nothing really to it but to just memorize the box of bones, and there's no real secret. You just got to memorize them and spit them back out on the test and hope you get a good score. That's all there is to it. There's no magic to it. There's not even probably any kind of like acronym that you can really learn to all of them. You just got to memorize. And that's sometimes I think how we approach jiu-jitsu. You know, it's been said there's hundreds of offensive moves and there's hundreds of variations of defensive moves. And yes, at some level we're going to have to memorize those and turn them not only from cognitive memory, recall, but also into muscle memory on the fly when you're fighting. But there's also some principles at play here. Like for instance, let me rewind this a little bit. I get this guy into my guard and I start getting him into some form of choke. If his principle of how to survive these things kicks in, he won't necessarily have to worry about the technical aspects of exactly what to do to defend this. He'll duck his head down and he'll put it under this arm and out on the other side. So he'll go under and out. That's a really, really overly simplified example of what I'm talking about. But if in his mind, physically, he knows, well, the only way for him to finish this choke is to get cross collar and get my head trapped in there. So principally speaking, if I get my head under and outside of that, he can have his cross collar all he wants. I'm out. So that's kind of a real simplified example of what I'm talking about here on the idea of physics. But watch this come to play on the Kimura. So I come in, I get an underhook, and I start driving in, right? I'm trying to pass this guy's guard is what I'm trying to do. I'm working. He's been able to put me back into half guard, and I've got an underhook, and I'm trying to get out of his half guard and into full crossbody mount, into mount, and submit him. But this guy, he's on top of things. So he reaches over and figure fours my arm and puts me at a risk for a Kimura. And therefore now from his half guard, it's his game, not mine. But what if from here, when he starts to set up, I'm able to duck my head underneath. As long as I put my head on his chin and I like to grab the collar here to give me leverage. My head goes under his chin, on his neck. And one of the best ways to do that is by maintaining pressure under the chin. I got to keep their mind busy. As soon as I feel like I've extended all I can on my knee, I begin to post and fine tune my pressure here. Now, let's talk about this and let's talk about my knee, my leg entrapment. So this is the easy one. Right? I didn't have to move this. So efficiency of movement is I get to parry in and control his wrist. The harder one, not really harder, but more involved, is he's got a grip. So I've got to use leverage to break this and now control. And I need to keep his mind busy with almost unbearable pain. The advanced jiu-jitsu is developing the ability to think and do more than one thing at a time, at the same time. And so, while we're here, I'm here and I'm here. Here. Look at, what last problem do I have? I'm still in half guard. So look at, once I feel like I have kept him busy to a point where he's more nervous about this than sweeping me, my foot goes to his knee and I bring my knee down. I don't necessarily have to be on his leg balancing, just waiting for him to topple me over and mount. But watch the movement here. I'm here, my knee is stuck. I'm gonna put extra pressure under his neck and chin. I just needed my knee down. And now look at, from here, see the movement? and then I come in. And so from that discomfort, he forgets about me trying to escape his half guard. So chances are he opens up, I baseball slide through, and now I'm able to come in and attack.